Okay, let's start with the next topic, that is ideology. So, what is ideology? Ideology is a set of ideas or beliefs that a group or individual holds about society, politics, or culture. Explanation: ideologies explain the facts and problems of social life, helping people and groups orient themselves in society. Change: ideologies are a system of ideas that aim to explain and change the world. Now, political ideologies are often political beliefs that justify a certain type of political action. They can include a set of ideas, principles, doctrines, myths, or symbols that explain how society should work. Now, cultural ideologies can also characterize a particular culture. Now, examples: capitalism, communism, socialism, and Marxism are all ideologies. Ideologies have two dimensions: goals, how society should work, and methods, the most appropriate ways to achieve the ideal arrangement. Family and social groups can influence a person's political ideology. An ideology is a set of opinions or beliefs of a group or an individual. Very often, ideology refers to a set of political beliefs or a set of ideas that characterize a particular culture. Capitalism, communism, socialism, and Marxism are all examples of ideologies. Now, control of social life. This is another aspect. Now, the role of the state in controlling our social life. What does the state do? The state is considered the primary institution responsible for the control of social life through laws, policies, and enforcement mechanisms. The state exercises power to maintain social order, ensure compliance with laws, and regulate the behavior of citizens. Political authority is legitimized through various means such as legal system, democratic processes, or traditional authority. Mechanisms of social control. Number 2, law. Formal legal systems impose restrictions on behavior, prescribing what is permissible and what is not. Laws help to regulate social life by establishing norms, providing for sanctions, and resolving conflicts. The next thing, customs and traditions. In addition to formal legal systems, customs and social traditions play a significant role in controlling social behavior. These unwritten rules are often enforced by social pressure rather than by the state. Then comes education. Education, we know, political and social systems use education to instill values, norms, and expectations about acceptable social behavior. Now, the public opinion and the media. Public opinion acts as a subtle form of social control, influencing the actions of individuals. Media, as a tool of communication, helps in shaping and reflecting public opinion, which can also reinforce certain behaviors or norms. Institutions of social control. The next point. Government institutions. Through legislation, law enforcement, and the judicial system, governments control social behavior to ensure stability and harmony. Religious institutions. Religion often provides a moral framework that guides individual behavior and societal norms. Religious beliefs and practices can exert a powerful influence over social life. Now, family. The family is a key unit of socializing individuals, teaching them norms, values, and behaviors that conform to societal expectations. And number 4, we have ideology and social control. Political ideologies such as liberalism, socialism, or conservatism influence how social control is justified and executed in different political systems. For instance, a liberal state may emphasize personal freedom, while a socialist state may focus on collective control for the benefit of the society. Now we come to another control, that is the ideological control. It involves shaping people's beliefs and attitudes, often making them conform to the values and goals of the state or ruling class without the need for coercive force. And number five, coercion and consent. Social control is exercised through coercion, using force or the threat of force, and through consent when individuals voluntarily comply with norms and laws because they believe in their legitimacy. Democratic systems rely heavily on consent, while authoritarian systems might employ more coercive measures to control social life. Hegemony. Hegemony, as discussed by theorists like Antonio Gramsci, refers to the dominance of one group over another, not by force but by winning the consent of the subordinate group through cultural and ideological means. And number six, social control in modern societies. In modern complex societies, social control is often more diffuse, with multiple institutions such as government, corporations, educational systems, and media playing roles in influencing and regulating behavior. The rise of technology, surveillance, and social media has introduced new mechanisms of social control, with both the state and private actors having unprecedented access to the personal data and the ability to influence social life. Now, social criticism and reconstruction. This is another topic in itself, or you can say the next topic, social criticism and reconstruction. Social criticism, as we know, involves critical analysis of existing social, political, and economic structures with the goal of highlighting injustices, contradictions, or failures. It questions prevailing norms, values, institutions, and practices, often from an ethical or ideological perspective. Political theorists and philosophers like Karl Marx, who gave us Marxism, John Stuart Mill, and Michael Foucault are known for their critical approaches, each focusing on different aspects of society, such as capitalism, individual liberty, and power structures. Now, what are the key elements of social criticism? Number one is the exposure of injustices. Social criticism points out the inequalities and forms of oppression present in social structures, such as poverty, class discrimination, racism, and patriarchy. The next thing is interrogation of power relations. Criticism often focuses on the relationship between those who hold power and those who are marginalized or excluded. It challenges how power is distributed and maintained in society. The next thing is the ideological critic. This involves uncovering the ideological biases that sustain unjust social practices. For example, critics may question ideologies like neoliberalism, which prioritize market freedoms at the expense of social welfare. Challenging conformity. Social criticism pushes against accepted norms and conventional thinking, encouraging people to rethink what is taken for granted or seen as natural in society. Now, the role of the critic. The role of the critic, as we know, social critics can come from various fields, including political theory, philosophy, sociology, and activism. They aim to provoke critical thinking and action, often advocating for change in the status quo or the quota. Critical theory, particularly associated with the Frankfurt School, Theodor Adorno, and Marx Horkheimer, focuses on critiquing the culture, media, and politics of capitalist societies, aiming to liberate individuals from social domination. Now, social reconstruction. While social criticism identifies problems within the existing order, social reconstruction aims to provide solutions and alternative frameworks to address these problems. Social reconstruction often refers to the process of rebuilding or reshaping society based on principles of justice, equality, and freedom. It is often associated with the work of reformers, revolutionaries, and political movements who seek to transform social structures in response to the critics raised. Now, approaches to social reconstruction. What are the different approaches that we shall learn? The first one is the reformist approach. In some cases, reconstruction is pursued through gradual reforms with the existing political and social system. For example, movements for civil rights or gender equality often work within the democratic framework to push for legal and institutional changes. Now, the revolutionary approach is what we say in other cases, social reconstruction may involve a complete overhaul of the political and economic system, as seen in revolutionary movements like Marxism or anarchism that seek to dismantle capitalist structures and create a new social order. Now, what is the utopian vision? The next thing, which is also very popular. Now, many social critics propose utopian visions of a just and fair society. Thinkers like Karl Marx, classless society, John Rawls, society governed by principles of justice, and even libertarians, society with minimal state intervention, offer visions of what an ideal social order would look like. Now, reconstruction in political ideologies. Liberalism. Liberalism advocates for reconstruction through the expansion of individual rights, democratic participation, and equal opportunity. Socialism, on the other hand, seeks to reconstruct society by eliminating economic inequalities and establishing collective ownership or control over resources. Feminism is something which focuses on reconstructing social relations to eliminate patriarchy and achieve gender equality. Environmentalism emphasizes the need to reconstruct society in ways that are sustainable and environmentally responsible. Tension between criticism and reconstruction. There is often a tension between social criticism and social reconstruction. While criticism may highlight numerous flaws in society, proposing solutions that are feasible and acceptable is far more complex. Critics may disagree on the path of reconstruction, leading to a diversity of visions on how society should be organized. For example, different schools of thought within socialism, revolutionary socialism versus democratic socialism, or liberalism, which is classical liberalism versus social liberalism, offer varied solutions to societal issues. Now, radical critics may argue for complete systematic change, while moderates may advocate for incremental reforms within the society. Importance of social criticism and reconstruction in political theory. The last thing. These two concepts are central to political theory as they encourage ongoing reflection on the values and goals of a society. Political theory does not merely accept social and political institutions as they are, but actively seeks to question their legitimacy and propose ways to improve them. Philosophers and political thinkers often engage in this dual process, first by identifying flaws in current structures, and second by offering normative theories on how society should be reconstructed.